Good day everyone, this is Miss LM and we're back again with another math video, and today we're going to talk about conditions for parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So previously napag-aralan natin ang parallel lines cut by a transversal and also the different angle pairs na na-form when we have parallel lines cut by a transversal. At the same time, we also discussed before the different properties about those angles, kung alin ang congruent at alin ang supplementary. And now, for this video, pag-aaralan natin kung paano nga ba natin masasabi na itong dalawang lines na to ay parallel or perpendicular. So in this video, we have two lesson objectives. First, determine the conditions under which lines and segments are parallel or perpendicular. And the second objective is for you to identify if the lines are parallel or perpendicular. Ano nga po ba ulit ang parallel lines? So tandaan, parallel lines are two lines that are coplanar. So when we say coplanar, they are on the same plane and they do not intersect. So we have here line M parallel to line N, or line N parallel to line M. And this symbol, huwag pong kakalimutan, this is our symbol for parallel lines. Now, we have here the parallel postulate. Kailan ba natin or kailan ba masasabi na meron tayong parallel line? So sabi dito, if there is a line and a point not on the line, then there is exactly one line through the point that is parallel to the given line. So, meron daw tayong line M and point P na wala sa line M. So, sa point P na ito, maraming possible line na magpa-pass through. Pero meron dyan nag-iisa-isa na masasabi nating parallel sa kanya. And in this case, we have line C parallel to line M or line M parallel to line C. Next, we have here the converse of the corresponding angle postulate. So, kung natatandaan nyo po, previously, we discussed this corresponding angle postulate, kung saan, pag meron daw tayong parallel lines and corresponding angles, they are always congruent. Now, dito po, ibibigay natin yung converse niya. Sabi dito, if two lines are cut by a transversal and a pair corresponding angle are equal, then the lines are parallel. So, kumbaga, given ngayon dito that there are two lines and transversal and also the corresponding angle that are equal, saka natin masasabi na ang lines given ay parallel. So, halimbawa, sabi dito, yung angle 1 and angle 5, they are congruent. Also, angle 4 and angle 8, congruent sila. Angle 2 and angle 6, congruent din. They are corresponding angles. 3 and 7, congruent din. So, saka pa lang natin masasabi na ang line M is parallel to line C or vice versa. Now, we're going also to use the converse of theorems involving parallel lines cut by a transversal. So previously, napag-aralan na natin to kung saan dinescribe muna or dun sa ating hypothesis, nabanggit na agad that there is a parallel line cut by a transversal. And the alternate interior angle are congruent. So, kumbaga, nauna na sinabi sa atin na parallel yung lines. At kapag may parallel lines, ang alternate interior angles are congruent. So, dito, baliktad naman. Meron daw tayong dalawang lines, and then may transversal line na nagkakat sa dalawang line na yon, at nagkaroon tayo ng alternate interior angle that are congruent, we can conclude that the lines are parallel. Okay? So, ganun din po yung other converse of the theorems. Given po muna yung two lines and transversal and yung pair of angles. It could be alternate exterior. Pag alternate exterior angles, tandaan, they are congruent. Kapag naman same side interior angles, they should be supplementary. At kapag same side exterior angle, they should also be supplementary. So kapag nasatisfy po itong angle pairs na to, yung kanilang properties, mako-conclude na natin na yung line given to us are parallel. So, halimbawa po, so dito tayo sa alternate interior angles. So, kailangan, ibigay mo na sa atin na ang alternate interior angles ay congruent. So, kagaya nito, 48, congruent to 48, there are alternate interior angles. Therefore, we can conclude that line A is parallel to line B. So, kung itong dalawang ito ay hindi congruent, even if kita natin na mukhang parallel line yung figure, and then, yun nga lang, ang measurement ay hindi congruent ang alternate interior angle, we cannot conclude that the two lines are congruent. Kailangan alternate interior angles are congruent. Another, alternate exterior angles. So again, given po muna ang alternate exterior angles, they should be congruent, they should have equal measurement before we conclude that line Q is parallel to line R or line R is parallel to line Q. Okay? So tandaan, angles ngayon ang unang given sa atin. And we have to look if the angle pairs given satisfy the property that is already been discussed to us. Okay? So, another one, we have your same side interior angles. So, ano nga ba ulit ang same side interior angles? So, sila daw dapat ay supplementary. When we say supplementary, the sum should be 180. So, we have here this figure and the angles given to us are 82 and 98. So, same side siya ng transversal line and at the same time, it is in between the two lines here, X and Y, but we cannot yet say that these two lines are parallel. Kailan lang masasabi na parallel ang X and Y? Kapag itong 82 at 98, pinag-add natin at 180 ang sagot. What is the sum of 82 and 98? Is it 180? Yes. So therefore, we can now conclude that line X is parallel to line Y or vice versa. Then yung last one natin, same side exterior angle. So meron tayong line J, transversal line, two lines here that we're going to determine whether they are parallel or not. So kailangan natin ng same side exterior angles. 112 plus 68, is it 180? If yes, therefore we can conclude that these two lines are parallel. Okay? Line K is parallel to line L or line L is parallel to line K. Next, perpendicular lines. So, ano ba ang natatandaan nyo when it comes to perpendicular lines? So, sila yung mga intersecting lines na ano po? They can form right angles. So, lines, segments, or rays that intersects to form right angles. And ano yung kadalasan na nakikita natin na markings sa dalawang line na nag-intersect na nagpapakita ng perpendicularity or ng right angle. So, kadalasan po, meron tayo nitong ating square corner. Okay? Tandaan po, pag ang isa ay perpendicular, the rest po, other angles na yun ay perpendicular na rin or 90 degrees na rin po. So, this is the symbol for perpendicularity. Line M is perpendicular to line N. So, let us have here the perpendicular postulate. Sabi dito, if there is a line and a point not on the line, then there is exactly one line through the point that is perpendicular to the given line. So, kung kanina, meron din tayong ganitong situation sa ating parallel postulate. So, kumbaga, meron tayong isang line M and point not on the line M, which is point P. Again, sabi ko nga sa inyo, there are many lines that can pass through this point P. And dito naman, ang situation is that perpendicular ang makukuha natin. Or merong isa dyan na magiging perpendicular to line M. And in this case, so we name this line again as line C. So, line M is perpendicular to line C or line C is perpendicular to line M. Again, when we say perpendicular, they can form right angle. Ang symbol ng right angle ay square corner. Let's have the theorems involving perpendicular lines. So sabi dito, if the angles in a linear pair are congruent, then the lines containing their sides are perpendicular. So imagine if we have a linear pair, when we say a linear pair, they can form a straight line at ang isang straight line ay merong total of 180 degrees. So kung itong linear pair na to ay congruent, ibig sabihin yung 180, pag dinivide mo by 2, each pair sa linear pair ay may tag 90 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, perpendicular po sila. Kagaya nito, line J and line K. So, if this angle here is 90 degrees and this angle on the other side, which is its linear pair, is also 90 degrees, therefore, we can conclude that these lines are perpendicular. Line J and line K are perpendicular. Same with this one. If we have here again line J and line L, this angle here is 90. Yung ka-linear pair niya, 90 din kasi nga they form a straight line. Congruent sila. Therefore, we can conclude that line J is perpendicular to line L. Now, ang tanong, can we consider line K and line L here as parallel lines? So kung may apply natin yung theorems na nabanggit kanina to be considered as parallel lines, we can consider this as parallel. Ano ba yung pwede natin gamitin dito? We have here the alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles of these two lines here are congruent. Therefore, we can also conclude that line K is parallel to line L. Okay? So, naisingit lang natin itong ating theorem about parallel. But, as you can see, even if the lines here are perpendicular, we can also say that there can be two lines that are parallel. Okay? So, ano ang palatandaan para masabi na ang dalawang line ay perpendicular kapag sila po ay nakapag-form na ng 90-degree angle? Now, let's have another theorem involving perpendicular lines. If two angles are adjacent and complementary, then the non-common sides are perpendicular. Adjacent. So, kagaya ng linear pair, magkadikit, magkatabi. And when we say complementary, the sum is 90 degrees. So, the non-common sides are perpendicular daw. So, kahit complementary ang involved, ibig sabihin nakapag-form ng 90 degrees. Therefore, the two non-common sides are perpendicular. So, kagaya po nito, we have ADB and BDC. So, if the sum of these two angles is 90 degrees, therefore, we have here ray DA and ray DC as perpendicular rays. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, itong dalawang side ng angles na to ay nakapag-form ng 90 degrees. Again, complementary kung ang sum ng dalawang angle ay 90 degrees. Therefore, the initial side and the terminal side can be considered as perpendicular. In this case, we have here ray DA and ray DC are perpendicular. Now, you try to answer the following here. Okay, so identify if the lines are parallel or perpendicular. Given here are lines C, A, and B, and the angles are both 108. What can we say about line A and line B? Are they parallel or perpendicular? The correct answer is correct, parallel. Okay, next, another one. So again, we have line A, line B, line C. But the given here is that these two angles here are congruent also, but they are 90 degrees. So what can we say about line A and line C? Again, 90 degrees is involved. Ang pinagko-compare po is line A and line C. Ano ulit ang palatandaan natin? Kapag may 90 degrees, they are perpendicular. Okay, but can we consider this as parallel lines? Alin po yung parallel lines natin dyan? Kung tatanungin po tayo, which are the parallel lines here? So, correct. We have A and B are parallel because the alternate interior angles are congruent. So, next, we have your line X, line Y, and line Z. We have these same side exterior angles. Are they supplementary? If yes, ano masasabi natin kay Y at kay Z? They are parallel. Correct. So, supplementary, ang same side exterior angles natin. That is why ang ating line Y and line Z are parallel. Another one. So, let us have this line. Okay, line LM, line MO, line MN. So if this angle LMO is 56 and angle OMN is 34, what can we conclude about line LM and line MN? So based on the theorem, under perpendicular, if we have complementary angles, therefore, meron tayong perpendicular line. So, in this case, lines po ang meron tayo. Line LM and line MN are perpendicular. They form 90-degree angle. Next, so meron tayo itong nadagdag po yung ating K. So, ayan na nga po yung 36 and 54 natin. Question now, LM and KN naman. LM and KN. LM and KN. So, what can we say about them? Kagaya nung kanina, they are perpendicular also. So, ito po yung ating square corner, 90 degrees, and this one also, 90 degrees din sila. So, LM is perpendicular to K. And next, line P, line Q, line R. So this angle is 90, this angle is 90. They are known to be the same side interior angles. Alin ang tinatanong sa atin? Q and R. So Q and R. Are we going to conclude that these two lines are parallel or perpendicular? So ang pinagko-compare po ay Q and R. Ang sagot po natin for this one is parallel. Okay. Kasi hindi naman po itong Q ang nag-intersect kay R eh, di ba? Hindi naman sila nag-intersect. Pero, yung same side interior angles nila ay supplementary. Now, can we conclude here that line P is perpendicular to Q? Ayun po, pwede po yun. Line P is perpendicular to Q or line P is perpendicular to R. Bakit po? Kasi 90 degrees po or right angle po yun na form when line P intersected line Q and also line R. So, P is perpendicular to Q and P is perpendicular to R also. So, that's all for this video. I hope you learned something about conditions for parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Tandaan, masasabi lang natin na parallel ang lines kapag ang alternate interior angles at alternate exterior angles ay congruent. At kapag ang same side interior at same side exterior ay supplementary. Now, masasabi naman natin na perpendicular yung lines kapag nag-intersect sila at nakapag-form ng right angle or 90 degree angle. Yun nga lang, may pagkakataon na perpendicular na yung two lines from the given figure at the same time, may makikita pa rin tayo na parallel line. So, you look carefully at the given figure, okay? So, that's all for the day. See you on to our next video. Bye!